What if the reason you are not where you want to be in life isn't because of your lack of resources, your background, your education, or even your environment, but something far more subtle and far more powerful? What if the real reason you're stuck is invisible, internal, and entirely under your control? For decades, peak performers, entrepreneurs, and world-class athletes have echoed a truth that has been consistent across all levels of achievement. Success is 80% psychology and only 20% mechanics. But despite hearing this, most people keep focusing entirely on strategies, shortcuts, and skills while neglecting the very engine that drives all of it, the mind. You are more consistent. You are more persistent. You don't quit when it's hard. But if deep down you believe you're not capable, that success is for other people, that your past defines your limits, you'll hesitate. This is where most people get it wrong. They build vision boards, they repeat affirmations, they consume endless self-help content, but nothing changes. Why? Because they never activate the final 20%. They never execute. And this is where the transformation really happens. This is the secret that turns inner strength into outer success. You'll pull back. You'll find reasons to stop. And the worst part is, you'll think those reasons are logical. You can have the mindset of a champion, but if you don't put in the work, nothing manifests. The people who win aren't just the most inspired, they're the ones who consistently act on that inspiration. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't wait to feel ready. They start before they're comfortable. They make decisions. They follow through. They execute. Relentlessly, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, especially when it's inconvenient. But they're not. They're psychological. Think about it. How many times have you set a goal, felt motivated, told yourself this time would be different? If you see yourself as someone who always starts things but never finishes, you will unconsciously live up to that label. If you tell yourself you're lazy, you'll behave like it. Not because you are, but because you've trained your mind to believe that you are. That's the trap. And escaping the trap requires a new level of awareness. It requires you to catch your internal narrative and rewrite it in real time. To stop asking whether you're capable and start proving that you are through action. Only to fall back into old habits, procrastinate, or quit halfway through. But in your own ability to grow, adapt, and create a future that looks different from your past. They don't always have the best ideas. They're not always the most educated. But they believe. They carry themselves with certainty. Even when things are uncertain, they make decisions quickly. They bounce back faster. They don't crumble when things go wrong. They adapt. Why? Because their psychology is wired for progress. They don't just hope for a success, they expect it. And because they expect it, they act in ways that attract it. If you don't believe you're worthy of success, you'll sabotage it every time it comes close. If you don't believe you have the power to change, you'll hesitate before every decision, doubt every move, and shrink in the face of every challenge. That's the 80% most people never fix. It's the silent battle between potential and self-perception, between dreams and doubt, between who you are now and who you're trying to become. The problem isn't the goal. It's not even your work ethic. The problem is your relationship with your own mind, your beliefs, your self-talk, your identity. Your emotional responses, these form the foundation of your psychology. And whether you know it or not, they're either propelling you forward or pulling you back. Success starts inside. It starts with belief, not just in the possibility of achievement. When you look at high achievers, you will see something interesting. Your beliefs influence your behaviors. Your thoughts shape your actions. If you believe success is possible, You show up differently. Even your identity, the way you see yourself, is formed by repeated thoughts. And yet, belief and mindset alone are not enough. Execution is the bridge between your psychology and your reality. Action beats intention every time. And the reason so few people reach their goals isn't because they lack motivation, it is because they lack movement. They hesitate. They overthink. They want everything to be flawless before they begin. But success doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards execution. You have to combine belief with behavior. You have to align your identity with your actions. You have to match internal confidence with external commitment. That's where the magic happens. That's when you start seeing real change. Not overnight, but over time through effort, discipline, and consistency. It rewards the person who shows up, who keeps showing up, who outlasts the dips, who stays focused while everyone else is distracted. If psychology is the engine, execution is the fuel. Without both, you're stuck. With both, you become unstoppable. Focus on how far you can go if you stop quitting. Stop searching for motivation. Start building discipline. Because motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go. But discipline is a decision. And that decision will carry you through the days when you want to give up. The days when no one claps for you. The days when progress feels invisible. The days when your old life tries to pull you back. A decision to believe in something bigger. A decision to stop waiting for the perfect time. You are what you do in spite of what you feel. It's 80% internal mastery and 20% bold, consistent movement. One without the other is wasted potential. But together they form a force that can reshape your life. Your actions are your power. Your movement is your message. Your consistency is your edge. That's what builds the life you want. That's what separates the good from the great. The ones who decide, then act, then grow. The ones who fall and get back up. The ones who are done playing small. The ones who know they were made for more. That's what makes the difference between wishing and winning. A decision to break free from old patterns. A decision to move forward no matter how small the step. A decision to take responsibility for the one thing you can always control: your effort. And repeat, day after day. No excuses, no waiting, no turning back. It's easy to underestimate how powerful consistent execution really is. So raise them. Expect more from yourself. Show up for your future self today. Let your vision drive your habits. Let your goals reshape your priorities. Let your self-respect demand more action, not just more thought. You don't need to make massive leaps every day. You say, this is who I am now. This is what I do. And eventually, your identity will catch up with that version. That's how transformation works. It's not a what-I'm explosion of motivation. It's a steady fire. It's momentum. It's refusing to go to bed without taking a step toward your purpose. You just need to move. One step, then another, and another. Over time, the compound effect takes over. Tiny efforts, repeated daily, turn into massive outcomes. That's the secret the world won't advertise. Because it's not flashy, it's not quick, but it's real, and it works. You don't need a miracle. You don't need more luck. You need a decision. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your standards. Every time you act, even in a small way, you send a message to your subconscious mind. So stop asking if it's possible. Start asking if you're committed. Stop focusing on how long it will take. And in those moments, you have to remember, you are not what you feel. So now you know, success isn't just about the mindset. And it's not just about action, it's both. The path is clear. Believe with all your heart. Move with all your strength. Because the future doesn't belong to the perfect, it belongs to the committed. That can be you. And it starts right now.